I want you to picture a forest. Thousands of trees, tall white trunks, golden leaves shaking in the wind, stretching across a hillside the size of a small city. Now, what if I told you that every single tree you are looking at is the same organism, not the same species, not the same family? The asterisk same individual living thing, one root system, one genetic code, shared across 47,000 trunks and over 80,000 years of continuous life. It has a name. The scientists who study it call it Pando, from the Latin word for ice spread. And it might be the largest, heaviest, and oldest single living thing on the face of this planet. I'm Crazy Man, and this is the curious creature. Today, the tree that is not a tree. And why what it tells us about life, identity, and survival is more disturbing than almost anything I have ever covered on this channel. Here is the biology, because it is genuinely mind-bending. Most trees reproduce the way you would expect: seeds, pollination, new saplings. But the quaking aspen, Populus tremuloides, has a second strategy. It sends out underground runners called rhizomes, and from those roots, it sprouts new stems. New trunks, new trees that look completely independent, but are not. Every trunk you see in the Pando Grove shares the same root system below the ground. It shares the same DNA. When one trunk is damaged or stressed, the whole network responds chemically through the roots. Resources flow underground to wherever the colony needs them most: nutrients, water. Signals, it functions less like a forest and more like a body. In fact, some scientists argue that if you cut down every visible trunk above the surface, Pando would still be alive. The entity is underground. The trunks are just the parts we can see. Think about that for a second. What we see as a forest, what feels like thousands of separate lives, is beneath the surface, one continuous living mind doing exactly one thing: surviving. Pando sits in south-central Utah, in the Fish Lake National Forest in the United States. You can visit it, you can walk through it, and if you did not know what you were looking at, you would see nothing unusual. Just a beautiful grove of aspen trees on a hillside, but the numbers are staggering. 106 acres, 47,000 individual trunks, 6,000 metric tons, making it not just potentially the world's oldest organism, but very possibly the heaviest asterisk. Heavier than a blue whale, heavier than any animal, heavier than almost any individual living thing ever measured. The root system it is built on is estimated to be somewhere between 80,000 and 1 million years old. It was alive before modern humans left Africa. It survived ice ages. It survived thousands of years of drought, fire, and ecological upheaval. It does this through a trick that evolution quietly perfected. When the world above ground becomes too difficult, it retreats below. It waits. And it comes back. Here is where it gets genuinely unsettling. Pando is dying. Not from fire, not from drought, not from anything ancient. It is dying because deer and cattle have been overgrazing the grove for decades, and because human activity has disrupted the predator populations that used to keep those grazers moving. The adult trunks are still alive, but the new growth, the young shoots that Pando keeps sending up from its roots, they are being eaten almost the moment they emerge. The organism is producing new life over and over again. And over again, that new life is being destroyed before it can mature. An organism that survived an ice age. A creature that watched empires rise and fall. That outlived the mammoths and the cave bears, is now losing, slowly and quietly, to overgrazing and a broken ecosystem. The oldest living thing on Earth, brought to its knees by something it has never had to deal with before. Us, researchers, are genuinely racing to understand how to protect it. Fencing experiments, managed grazing, ecosystem restoration, some of it is working. Not enough of it. Here is your question for the comments today. If you could protect one thing on this planet, one living thing, one place, one species that most people have never heard of, what would it be? And why? I genuinely want to know. Drop it below. Some of the best conversations on this channel have started exactly this way. Pando does not know it is ancient. It does not know it is one thing pretending to be thousands. It does not know it is in danger. It just does what it has always done, reaches down, holds on, and keeps sending life toward the surface. There is something about that I cannot stop thinking about. The oldest survival strategy on Earth is not speed, or venom, or intelligence. It is connection, underground, invisible, stubborn beyond all reason. Stay curious, creatures. I will see you in the next one. If this one landed for you, hit that like and subscribe to The Curious Creature. New discoveries every single week. I would love for you to be part of the next one. Stay curious, and I will see you in the next discovery.